This is a Project Bait African report. This is part 2 on our analysis of the Durban Review Conference, commonly known as Durban 2. It is a review of the World Conference Against Racism that will be taking place April 20th through the 24th. As we were saying in our part 1, the Obama administration has decided to boycott the Durban Review Conference, and there really is no difference in the position taken by the Obama administration and that of the Bush administration on Durban 1. And we find this to be profound because, honestly, truth be told, we are still looking, thinking, observing, discussing the point on the Obama administration. Is it a new beginning or is it neo-colonialism? And we have to add to this, who is the Obama administration running with on this boycott? Not only is the United States boycotting Durban 2, but the Canadian government, the Australian government, the Netherlands, and Italy, and of course the Israelis. But we look at Canada and Australia and the United States. They are really settler governments that came, taking land from indigenous people and set up their own government. So it's very, very interesting that we see who the United States is running with. And that's not to say that the Obama administration is not subject to positive pressure, that we as Africans born here in slave America, we need to look at government, not just the Obama administration, but we need to look at all government, not just as personalities, but look at them for philosophy, principles, and programs. In our story, our history, we can look at two of our saints. Let's look one at St. Martin Luther King. He had a tremendous struggle because principles extend worldwide. And in the struggle for our civil rights, it's also interconnected with human rights. So Dr. King's opposition to domestic apartheid also had implications in terms of foreign policy. And we know that he had a serious struggle to oppose the Vietnam War. Matter of fact, the March on Washington had censorship from the Kennedy administration in terms that they could not, would not, and did not talk against the war in Vietnam. And on to another saint, Saint Malcolm X. We know his message from the grassroots was really a critical analysis and an exposure of the fact of the March on Washington and King and the Big Six civil rights failure to deal with the war in Vietnam. So as we look at the Obama's administration's failure to deal with Durban 2, we know that foreign policy is an area where you have to deal with your principles and extend them worldwide. Not only are we looking at the Obama administration, let's look at our brothers and sisters in the South African government, the ANC. The ANC a year ago, in May of 2008, had a tremendous amount of xenophobia, a tremendous amount of discrimination against brothers and sisters from Zimbabwe, Zambia. Even a reggae star, a South African brother, Lucky Dube, was assassinated because folks thought he was a Nigerian. So xenophobia, African-on-African racism, African-on-African exploitation is very important. We also look to the situation in the Sudan. How many African countries are saying they want peace, but to deny justice because they don't want to deal with the International Criminal Court warrant against Bashir in the Sudan, our failure to deal with the Somalian question, our simply more emphasis on the Palestinian problems than we look at our brothers and sisters in Darfur. We say that a human rights violation anywhere is a human rights violation everywhere. So we, conscious, progressive Africans born in slave America, it's important that we raise this question, that we use positive pressure, that we engage the Obama administration, and that we don't simply sit on our hands and accept the Obama personality and not deal with philosophies, principles, and program as we look at the implications of the United States government failure to participate in the Durban Review Conference, Durban 2. This has been another Project Bay African Report. Nina Kupinda Sana.
The Friends of Project Bay and the Urban Theater Magazine are continuing their Urban Theater Tour, this time to support Sean P. Entertainment gospel comedy play Auntie Ronnie Goes to School, coming to the International Institute located at Kirby and John R. The play dates are Friday, May 8th and Saturday, May 9th. For more information, call 313-871-3333 or email davidrambo@hotmail.com. See you there.
There are 3 basic necessities every business needs: a business plan, a bookkeeper, and a website. Call Project Bait for all 3. Call 313-871-3333. That's 313-871-3333.